Friday afternoon, ready for a good weekend. All right, most people are going to fall into this trap. When we start seeing strength in the market like this, um, it's really a good time to take profit, especially when we have a situation where we're down about, what did I say it was, like 541. So we can break this up, or we can, hope and pray for the dividends to pay, but we know that most of your dividends are going to be paid on the first or the second. So we're trying to make this month 1%. So we need to come up with another $524. Instead of waiting to see what's going to happen, that's always a recipe for disaster. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over to our classic on Interactive Broker. If you're using a different brokerage firm, it's no big deals. If you're following along, and I'm going to recast this and put this onto Twitter, Facebook, everywhere, so that the members can see it. Remember what we were talking about. This is one of these situations where you're going to need to take profit instead of waiting, but it's a twofold thing. We notice that the market's not paying us the dividends that we want. Let me pop that up. Where's the we can see that our dividends are outpacing our trading profits. This is for the entire month. So that's not a good sign. That means that the momentum has shifted to the downside. Even though you keep seeing these up days, that's a lot of what do you call it, short squeezing going on. A lot of people that are shorting it, maybe a lot of puts being done in the options market. Who knows what the real reasons are behind it, but we've seen this in the past. I have no idea how long it's going to extend for, but our main concern is we want to be able to pull that 1%, or at least get closer to it. $500, yeah, I mean, it's 500, it's about half of what we need. So let's take a look here. We'll just start down the list. I'm going to start with the most highest profit one here. And we look at the spread here. There's a 3-cent profit, or 3-cent spread. So that's going to affect your profit a little bit. Plus we have a $1 commission on either side, but it would be $1 less. So what we're going to start doing is closing some of these out early, right? So we look here, we got 2023. So we're going to look at this and say, okay, where's our mid price? We're just going to start tagging these, okay? And if it decides to close out, then it closes out. And we'll add them up later. But we want to take these profits off the table. So what we're looking for, we got a 1-cent spread there. So we'll just go at the mid. We'll take that one off if it allows. If it's not going to, you just move it down, take the bid, go on to CLM. This is going to free up $2,100 or $2,200 worth of capital, right? So if this market was started, are you willing to hold on to that? Sure, it's giving you 15%, right? And we're above water. This has been in this particular account. I recognize a Cornerstone Strategic Value. It's been in here for a while. So what we're going to do is we're going to close this one as well. Spread on it's 1 cent. We'll go mid, see if it hits. Didn't hit, so we'll go down to the bid and we'll take it. And EOI, this one's in and out all the time. So here's a 5-cent spread in here. Let's just go at the midpoint and see if we can pick it up. Doesn't look like it, but we'll leave that one alone for a second. And we'll come back to this one. This one's mid. I'm basically just targeting anything over $10. Didn't get it. Go 14 or 84, and we take that off. Now what we'll do is we'll go back over to this other account, right? Because this is a, there we go, back onto the classic platform. So what we'll do is we'll make sure that we have everything in order. We'll go to the highest one first. Same thing, it's a CEF. Recognize that right off the bat. So we've got a spread here of 3 cents again. So we're going to go and take these off. Okay.
Order filled.
We've got the whole thing, ACV. Now we've got two separate ones here, so we'll see which one's closest. 35. Well, they're both closing at 36.30, so I guess it doesn't really matter. Let's just go at the mid price, and mid price there. Ooh. Mid. You just try to get them off without taking too much of a hit. The spreads can get you, so we know where it's at now. 75. No, it moved on us, so we'll go 74. Okay, so we got those two off as well. And we got another 24 here. We're going to close these. Looks like we got two of these in two separate accounts. What's the mid price? 36. Didn't get it. We'll go 35. Oh, I have to go 34. Update.
Order filled.
Here we go, 34. I'll go 34 on that one.
Order filled.
All right. PM, yeah, you'd like to let it ride, right? But you're going to free up some capital. Well, there's only a 1 cent spread there. We'll bid that down, take it off, and here's our last one. So 10, and it's about a 5 cent spread. Go 13. You just follow it down until you find who's willing to give it to you for that. Oh, I guess we're going to have to get it for 11.
Order filled.
All right. So we took off a few there, so we'll go down through and see how much we can add to our total for today. So we can't include the ones that are already on there, but we can look down through here so we can see. What do we have? BBN. Let me just write all these down so I don't get it mixed up with the other one. BBN. ACV. ACV twice. Let's see, BBN 2635. 2087. 2080. EOI, two of those. So it's 1223, 1006. PM was 1124. And IVH. 930. So you're doing two things here. You're reducing your risk in the market. And the reason why we did this is because, like I said before, this is not a good sign. And you see your profits not outpacing your dividends. It's a signal. Now we saw it for a short period of time, a couple months. Was it it wasn't last month. It was 2 months back. You can see that it was above and it had some life in it, came back, so we left it alone. But we did take some profit there. And then you could see last month was just kind of a up move for whatever. But here, we're in trouble, right? So we're trying to bring that back. We're trying to bring our profit up. So we're trying to take down our risk in the market. So that's exactly what we did. Now if something else comes off, that's fine. We're not worried about it, right? You still have all of these in your portfolio, but what you did is you freed up. I think we started with 15 or 16,000 in this account. Now we got 19,215. That's to go back in to the bottom side. Plus, new scans coming out on the weekend. You're going to have a whole bunch of new stuff showing up on the scan. You redeploy your capital, wash, rinse and repeat. So let's go back over to this one. Nope, that's the one we were just doing. BBN. Yep, let's go over to the other one. So trade log here, you can see R is where we start. So R was 470. Jack. Oh no. We've already done R. R was done earlier today. Jack was done as well. Okay, BBN. And that's 44.97. And DBL 33.17. CLM 12.33. And BGB 10.92. Now we can add all these up. Makes it real simple because now you can look at your total profit. And I'll readjust this so everybody can see it. There's a calculator at. There it is. So 2635 plus 2087, 2080, 1223, 6, 724, 930, 44.97, 33.17, 12.33, and 92. So 212. Okay. So that makes it a little bit more achievable. Maybe something happens. Maybe we get a little bit more of a spike. That would be Monday and Tuesday. We're running out of time today for anything to happen, right? So now we can come over here. We can add 1636 plus 1636. So now this is 228.60. There we go. Now you can see where you did it, now not the market, right? So now we're up to 970. So to 13, what do we got? Minus 1300. Oop, that's not right. $1,300 minus 970.99. So we need to come up with 329.01 over the next couple of days. It's not impossible, but we still have some of these that are up here that we can take off if we need to. We still have ELI. We only took one of those off, and we left another IVH on there, so that's fine. But we got enough to get us up over. At least we're pretty close to. Man, we needed another $40 to get to half. Let's take a look at the other account. You can continue to do this even on Monday and Tuesday to try to hit your goal. Your goal is 1%. Now, if you're within 10 bucks, $50, I'm not going to sweat it, you know, just whatever. But remember, follow the rules. You have to be willing to take profit. You could sit there and say to yourself, it's like, well, maybe it's going to go higher. Maybe it's going to go higher. Let's take a look. So you can see, like, this is kind of skewed, right? 23.19 or whatever, because you have to add in what we just did. So don't pay too much attention to stuff like that. You have to know where you're at in your portfolio. So now we look down through here, and you say, well, I have no idea where this stuff's going, but we followed the rules. We stay within ourselves. Don't get carried away with the FOMO. FOMO is like, I think it's going to go higher. If you have a chance, right? Remember, we never sell anything at a loss. If it's, you know, it's above this average line or your mean, you can take profit anytime that you want. But I just assume take dividends as well. Right? So if the dividends are $5, you want to take at least $5, right? Well, that's your target amount right there. that red line up here. Don't get confused about not taking profit and taking profit. There's specific times when you can do it. And right now is one of the best times to do it. We don't know how much higher the market's going to go, but what I do know is there's not enough money being pushed into these underlyings. Now let's just say more money comes in. Well, what's going to happen? All these ones that are down are going to continue up. What's going to happen? You're going to start profiting again, right? But if it continues to stay flat, what are you going to do? You're going to collect dividends. And now you can start adding more positions to your account, all based on the scan. It's a foolproof system where you can't lose money unless the company goes out of business. Well, if the business is paying dividends, it's making money, right? You have the other side of the coin, growth companies that don't pay dividends that can be making money, but how do you know? Because the price is going up. I mean, there's a lot of hype in the market, but these are more, I would say, precious, because you know where your value is at. And don't follow the yield, follow the dividend amounts. We strive to hit $1.20. If you look down through here, $1.20 per share per year. That's our target value. That's how we come up with 1%. Let's go down through a few of these while I'm running my mouth, because I don't usually talk much in these unless I'm helping somebody out. But don't get caught up in the guys that are saying, hey, follow this one because this is where it's going. There's a lot of options play going on right now. A lot of newbies in the markets that are drawn towards the quick money with options, and they're told, what most people do is, because it's very confusing, and I've traded options in the past, and I've done well with them, but they're just dangerous because they're unpredictable, and if you don't have the proper capital requirements, you're leveraging a lot of money, and yes, you can make big gains, but you can also take big losses, and you can be right and still lose. I don't like those odds. I don't like being right and still lose money. So I stopped doing that. The only thing I will trade when markets come down to the bottom is what is a perceived bottom, when things are looking horrible for everybody, is I start selling puts. That's it. Right now is not a time for me to sell puts. I don't short anything, so therefore I don't sell calls. So I got to clean up some of these charts, because let's see which one. Well, it doesn't matter. It's Friday, so they won't be on there long. So we'll get rid of all these alerts and everything. Go down through the list. This is something that you do on a daily basis, just so you don't keep your, you don't find yourself like, oh, did I or didn't I? What did I do? Keeping your charts clean is important. Now you notice we don't use any indicators. No moving averages, no nothing. Basically, this is strictly price action. I think we did close both of those. Yep. But this is what I like. I like to be able to know where I stand with all my positions. And there's nothing wrong with doing a little house cleaning, taking those profits. But this was a perfect opportunity, because it doesn't, to me, it doesn't look like we're going to go too much higher, even though they're talking more stimulus money. I think, plus the beating of the war drums, that's always a time to pause and think about what's actually going on. I need to go to this other chart here, this other portfolio. Which one was this? VGI. No. So PM, I'm just looking for the charts that are messed up. We still have information on them. BBN. So the majority of the ones that we took out were CEFs, closed-end funds. The ones that just hanging in, you know, they're pulling in dividends. That's great, and I love them. But if they don't show up, and what we'll do is we'll take a look at the ones that we closed out and see what happens to them. You know, it's a 50-50 chance, you know, and I can sit there and claim I knew something when I didn't. What I'm looking to do is manage my money. And if you're not managing your money, it's going to manage you. You're not going to like the way it manages you. So any opportunity that you can to take profit, you know, within reason, take that profit. BGB. Must have closed that one out. Anyways, so yeah, it looks good. We'll see what comes up on the scan this week. So now let's see what this account went back up to. Yeah, so we moved from 16,000 to 23,874 in cash. That's going to give us a lot of stocks to buy, especially on an account under 100,000. Now we can't lose that 9,000, right? That we or 8,000 that we just added back to the account, because it's no longer invested now. If you believe this chart, right? You can, people look at this every day and they say, "Oh, it's at the top. That's why you sold." And I was like, "No, I just told you the reasons why I sold." It's not. You can't look at these and say this is the top. You can't look at this and say this is the bottom, because it's all relative to what you're looking at. This is a six-month chart, and you're only seeing 6 months in the history, but we don't care. The price is what it is. It's 1388 right now, right? For this BGB, it's a CEF. I think is it called Black? Is it BlackRock? Where the heck's that one at? Let's just look at one. BSTZ. Right? It's like, do you know where this is at? No, I don't. I have no idea. So stop trying to guess which way it's going. You got to know how much that you want to manage your account versus do you just want to let it ride. So if we look at this overall account looks like it can bring in 8.02 per year if you do nothing. You just sit on it, right? But if we're able to get 1% per month, right, and just manage the accounts, we can gain another 50% of that value, and now it's 12%. For very little work. You don't have to sit in front of your computer all day long. This is the beauty of this system. We've been doing this for, well, what I've been showing online here, I've been doing this for years, but we go back here and you can see, oh, bring this down a little bit. Okay, so there's a date, okay, so March, April, May, June, July, August. No losses in this whole time. And 1% per month. Well, last month, where is it? Last month we were just shy. We're 0.95%. Now we may not make it. Look, it's 1235, right? Well, we're at 900, and we're at 1100 last month, 970. So we're still $100 behind it. But how many days? We had 23 here. We had 22 there. So you can see that the market's not being favorable to us. So it's good to take some of that off of there, because if the market does start heading down, you know, over the weekend, Monday, it could be down 2,000 points. You can sit there and say, well, we just took what? Let's look at this one account, see how much cash is here. Okay, 23, so 16, so 7, just say 7,000 there. Let me go look at this one. and 19, I think it was 16, so another 3. So we took $10,000 worth of risk off the table. We added money to our account. We actually profited, right? We didn't ever take a loss. You don't see any losses here, right? Well, I mean, and we even paid commission. That's the crazy thing. We probably paid about, what, $12 in commission if we had 12 trades. Let's see, 2, 4, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. We had 11. So $11 in trades in commissions. And we still have 2 that we could possibly take off. There's one for 20 right there, BBN. We'll worry about that on Monday. If we need to take it off, we'll take it off. That'll free up another $348 to our account. All of these could be taken off, right? Down here, but we wouldn't take this one off because it's $1, WHF, or this one here at 0 because we don't want to factor in a loss, no matter what, how small it is. But this one here, CRF, that's similar, Cornerstone. I think you saw that on the other one. If this one's positive, maybe we take it off and free up that 2186, right? It's earning 15%, but how long's it been in the account? All right, let's take a look at it on the Mosaic. It's a little easier to look at. CRF, not doing anything special, but you know, are you gonna sit there and wait? What if the market, if it opens up down, then all of these are going to come down, right? But you want to have some cash. We want to be like Warren Buffett. He's sitting on a shitload of cash right now. There's a reason to be on that much cash in your account. If you can still make 1% and still be sitting on majority cash, and we're talking about 130,000. We're using the number 130 because if you add all these small accounts together, they equal approximately 130. So we're trying to hit $1,300, but how much money have we actually got invested? It's not the full amount in the account. So ponder that for a while, and you'll see what we're doing. We're actually making more, but and if you can understand how to do these small accounts, the bigger accounts that we manage, all you have to do is understand that this is anything under 100. Just multiply this by 2 if you have over 100,000, because now you can move your max shares, or the amount that you trade per trade, can move up to 20% of the max shares on the scan. I know it sounds a little complicated, and I talk too fast, I understand that, but Darren Berry's a good friend of mine. Is he in here today? Nope. It took him about 6 months, and he's a bank examiner. He understands numbers. And when I showed him this system a couple years ago, he was floored when the light bulb went off. He was floored. He's like, "Oh my God, how did you figure this out?" And I said, "Well, I've been doing this for years, but nobody listens to me." So you have an opportunity at something to, you know, possibly never take a loss if you understand the system and see why it's important. That's the number one rule. Don't take losses. If you're not taking losses, all you're doing is growing your money. At 12% per year, you can, you know, take the class, take the course, figure it out. You'll understand. It takes some time, and don't think that, you know, making these small amounts that you see all the time is not something special. That's what all the big institutions do, except for somebody like Apple. Apple tries to, you know, their margins are huge. But somebody like Walmart, you know, they try to sell $1 million of something at $1, so they make $1 million. Maybe it's higher than that now. I don't know what their profit margin is, but it's not very much. But it's all about occurrences, numbers of occurrences, and sticking to the rules. At times you'll get impatient, you'll get FOMO, you'll want to do a YOLO play. Don't do it. Oh, sold another one, EOI. So we can add to that. Which one was that? Just before the close. So that makes 12. So we just add 1114 to that. 1114. Where we sign off here because the market just closed. So that's a good sign. So we got 2, oh, hold on. Let's go over here to this. So 228.60 plus 1114, 239.74. All right. So if you watch this video and we open up down 1,000 points on Monday because our great leaders have decided to attack ISIS again, you can thank me. But I don't know anything, okay? I'm just playing by the rules. It's taken me a long time to come up with all this information. You know, a lot of trial and error over the years. But if you follow it, you can stay on the positive side of things. But remember this, if you're in debt, don't even attempt to try to do this because you're not going to make up for your deficit in debt. Get out of debt first. I'm not a financial advisor, but go talk to somebody that can help you with that. Anyways, that's it for this segment. And normally I don't talk through these, but I thought it was important to get this out here because this is kind of a special thing that I do. When we come down to it, most people don't watch the videos, only the people that are involved with the system. From time to time they'll have a question and maybe I'll put up a video to answer that question so that, you know, pass it on to somebody else because sometimes it's not as clear as it could be. Everybody learns at a different rate. But yep, that's it for today. I got to get on the bike. I'm training some more. 2 days right now. So have a good rest of the evening and we'll talk to you later.